let's look at 4-ethyl phenol, a flavour which in some beers is a positive character and in other beers is a defect. Ethyl phenol reminds people of the smell of Band-Aid, a sticking plaster, and for other people it reminds them of Lambic beer, Belgian spontaneously fermented beer. It can also remind you of blue cheese, because the moles in blue cheese also produce this compound. Now in regular beer fermented by Saccharomyces strains, so regular lager beer fermented by Saccharomyces pastorianus, or regular ale beer fermented by Saccharomyces cerevisiae, you will not find 4-ethyl phenol in the beer. You won't find this flavour character. If you do, there's been a serious microbiological contamination problem. But in other beers, beers in which a fermentation by Brettanomyces is important, for example, barrel-aged beers, including lambics and barrel-aged ales, then the Brettanomyces produces the 4-ethyl phenol together with other components. Overall, they give a flavour that often people will call the funk flavour, a combination of ethyl phenol, isovaleric flavour, acetic flavour, and ethyl acetate. So when you find it as an off flavour, it seems a very unusual flavour, something that shouldn't be in the beer, and can be very prominent. Can make the consumer think there's something wrong with this beer, and they'll reject the beer at the point of sale. But when you find it in a barrel-aged beer, it's a very positive flavour. It adds complexity and richness to the product. Now, how you choose to control this flavour depends on whether you think it's a problem or a positive. If you want to have this flavour, then during your barrel aging, you have to have the right Brettanomyces strain at the right level and with the right conditions for growth. So you may seed your barrel-aged beer with a strain of Brettanomyces that produces the right level of 4-ethyl phenol. But if you don't want this flavour, then it's very important to keep your brewery scrupulously clean. Otherwise, you'll form this compound at low levels, but at levels which give quite a prominent flavour impact. By low levels, I'm usually looking at less than 100 micrograms per litre. Often only 40 or 50 micrograms per litre is sufficient to give a noticeable Band-Aid character or phenolic character from this compound. Some beers, though, can go as high as more than 200 micrograms per litre. This is a flavour which interacts with other phenolic compounds in beer. So in some Belgian ales, this compound will be present together with 4-vinyl glycol, the clove character, and styrene, a character that smells of plastic. And the flavours meld together to give an overall pleasant phenolic characteristic. But in other beers, the flavour can stick out and seem just plain wrong. It's not a flavour that's easily confused with other flavours. Tasters tend to get very good at recognising it once they've trained in detecting it. To pick it up, you can smell it with a single 2-second sniff. You can also get it in the flavour in the mouth, and by using the retronasal technique where you hold your nose, take the sample in your mouth, and then breathe down through your nose. It gives this lambic type character, as I mentioned earlier, reminiscent of blue cheese. So a very important character when you want it there, a very important character when you don't want it there, but it's important to train with a pure reference standard so you're confident in identifying it.